So we actually did a couple really short examples of this. We did a really brief example with Ember. We did a more extensive example with the ferns, but that was only for something like a sacred harvest. We didn't really explore the rest of it, and so in this we're going to actually do a lot more interactive examples, do as many as I can possibly fit into the video. I'm going to be using me as an example. We'll probably pull out Ember again. Then we'll probably do a few things from the forest that I'll show you. And basically this skill, you can't do any magic correctly without it. If you can't sense the energy of something, you know, your magic's going to be flawed no matter what. If in the very least you have to sense whether or not you have sacred permission to do something, in the very least. For example, when we were talking about the sacred harvesting, that's where you take something from the forest, use it in protection work, healing work, some sort of magic. And you have to sense whether or not the forest will allow you to take it, you know, basically on a very, maybe the most common, but there's all these other things that we use it for. You use it in general to sense the energy of an individual, whether or not you can trust them. You know, is their energy inviting, defensive? Are they a sad person? Are they an angry person? Are they a humble person? Are they a selfish person? Are they a deceptive person? And on that line of deception, you can use this quite literally, look into somebody's eyes and tell whether or not what they just said is truthful or whether or not they're being deceptive. You can literally, much better than a lie detector test, look into their eyes and say, okay, that person's lying, or okay, yeah, that's legit. And so I'm going to try again to give you all these different examples. I'm going to start with the basic general energy, and then I'm going to work my way up to the really specific stuff. So let's get started. First off, of course, is Ember. So we're going to do him first. Don't focus on me, just look at him, because if you try to just broadly sense anything and everything, you're going to pick up on me and him. So just focus on him. Okay, this is right after we've taken him out, so I'm not going to give anything away, but you will sense something change eventually. And as we're waiting for that to happen, I want to let you know that, you know, this is a process. You can't just sense stuff, get it right, and then get cocky with it and then assume that it's always going to be right. You always have to second guess every time. Second guess is the wrong word. You always have to test yourself. And having somebody sit there and say, okay, you know, yes, you got it right, or no, you didn't get it right, go back and try again. That is going to help you learn so much faster than if you just had to, on your own, test and see if it was right. This is what I had to do. So, I didn't have the luxury of someone just standing over my shoulder telling me. And so I'm hoping that this will help you learn a lot faster. So I'm going to be quiet now, shut up, and give you a little time to further sense his energy. Okay, so should be picking up on something by now. He is fairly new to us. He's still learning things, and he's still getting used to everything and his surroundings. So you may be sensing that he is a bit timid. The longer usually that we have him out, the more comfortable he starts to be, and you can start to sense that shift from really timid to a little more comfortable. Forgot to mention before we move on, and you can reverse the video if you have to, go back and rewind, but because I've already put him back. But what was his just general energy? Was it light energy? Was it dark energy? Or was it a mixture of both? And if it's a mixture, how much light and how much dark? If you haven't watched the light and dark video, light is day energy, dark is night energy. It's not good and bad, it's day and night. So assuming you've had rewinded this and thought about the answer already, he's got a plethora of sun, summer, day energy. He's also got just a hair of night energy. Since we're on day and night, let's move to me. What is my energy? Am I day? Am I night? Am I a mixture of both? Should be really obvious. I mean, most people are not this obvious. So, if you haven't watched any other videos, then your answer will be pure. If you've watched some of the other videos, then you might have already known this answer. Mine is dark energy. I don't have any light energy. 100% dark energy. The 100% is always very easy to detect. If it's 100% light versus 100% dark, that's a lot easier because you're only sensing one thing. If it's a combination, then those are the ones that kind of get a little more difficult to find. Okay, how much light versus how much dark? And I'll have an entire video on dark versus light if you really want to pick apart exactly what I mean by that. But again, it's never good or bad. It's just day and night, sort of moon, sun, winter, summer, that kind of thing. So next we've got Snowy, one of our chickens, one of our laying hens. We'll see if you can tell what the energy of what she's doing. So just in general, she's very inquisitive. She's got a pretty confident personality, and she's got pretty much a one-track mind when it comes to any time she sees me. So see if you can sense what she's trying to tell us. It should be pretty obvious. This is an easy one. So yeah, she's begging right now. Begging for snacks. But she already knows at this point that I don't have anything, so she's going to move on. So yeah, her energy is very confident, if you can pick up on that. So next we're going to show you a different one and see if you can tell the difference. Okay, so here we have Flurry. See if you can tell what she's thinking. So she is pretty shy, timid. She's guarded a lot of the time. She's not only guarded towards people, but she's guarded towards her own flock a lot of the time. And you should have been able to pick up on that really quickly, because she wears it quite obviously. This is a nice one. This is something that was here before I moved here. This plant was here before I even moved here. It's, you know, been here a while. I want you to see what the energy of this is. Again, ignore me, ignore the chickens in the background, ignore the other plants, ignore the building, only the energy of this. So this has an immense sadness to it. I do not know why, but this always has a bit of a sadness to it, a really deep felt sadness. It's got a lot of love and compassion, but it's also got sadness. And I do not know the story behind it. I guess I could ask it, but we don't have time for that in the video. So now we're going to take you to this pine. Again, we're just looking at this pine, not anything else, not nothing beside it. Okay, not nothing behind it. So this pine is exceptionally happy. I don't know why, but it's got bubbly, happy energy all over the place. It's pretty obvious. Then you go to the one beside of it, and it's got a different energy. It's a lot more humble. It's got some fall winter energy as well. Now for the tricky yet fun part, you've got to tell whether or not I'm lying. Science has proven this partially, but only partially, so the rest of it you do have to run off of just raw magic. That's sixth sense. Look dead into the eyes, and that is the easiest way to tell whether or not someone's lying. It'll start out simple, then it's going to get harder and harder. My favourite colour is green. That's a lie. My actual favourite two colours are orange and yellow. That's a fucking lie. My real favourite colour actually is blue. That's a lie. My two favourite colours are red and black. That's the truth. My favourite season has to be spring because of the melting of the snow and the warmth and all the flowers and the smell of it, the colours, and just almost like a rebirth. That's a fucking lie. But I use just a little bit of the truth to lie. My actual favourite season, two seasons, I can't pick between the two, is fall and winter. And I do love the colours of fall. I love the smell of fall. And to me, fall is like a rebirth, because I'm the reverse of most people. I basically hibernate in spring and summer, and fall and winter is when I come alive. So that is 100% the truth. When I was in middle school, there was a bully that's stealing my lunch money, and my mother caught on about the money, and I said, look, I've got a problem. She knows I need the money back. He's like, you're going to have to fight me for it. He's a foot taller than me. I was like, I don't fucking care, I'll fight you anyway. So what I didn't know is that he was going to bring a knife to the fight. And I convinced him only temporarily that to put the knife away, because why do you need a knife to fight a girl that's a foot shorter than you? So I'm sitting there going, okay, when is it going to start? And he just sits there and laughs, and then he shows me, and I fall on my ass. He walks away and he says, I'm done here, and he keeps laughing. I get up, I scream, that's not fair. I tackle him to the ground, and I start banging his head against the pavement, just over and over and over again. At first it's because as he was falling and as he fell on his back, he put his hand in his pocket. I thought he was going to get the knife. I was also really pissed at the same time. I thought the easiest way to subdue him is just to keep banging his head against the pavement. I sent him to the hospital, I won the fight, he never asked for the money again. That's a fucking true story. I wish it was false, but it's true. 100% true. I almost got in a lot of trouble. I got off easy because he was the bully and he had a knife. But I'm not going to lie, I took a little bit too far towards the end. So as you can see, you can't go by what you think is going to be believable versus, you know, the actual truth. You can't go by pattern. You have to solely go by sixth sense. Let's do one more real quick. My favourite weather, let's do that. Favourite weather / time of day. So my favourite weather / time of day would have to be kind of right as the sun is setting, because you've got all those nice colours in the sky, and it's not too hot. It's warm, but it's not too hot. You don't have to wear a jacket or anything, and then there's maybe like a slight breeze. Absolutely fucking not. Are you kidding me? No. I like thunderstorms, I like blizzards, heavy rain, snow, ice. I like foggy weather a lot. And my favourite time of day is not anything in the day at all, it's night. And that's the truth.